Hello, thank you to the organisers for the invitation to speak today. My name's Lucy and I'm now an anaesthetic consultant at the RVI, having completed my training in the Northern Deanery this August. I've been asked today to speak about my experience of organisation and leadership activities. The big caveat is that I can only speak from my own experience, and I'm sure that not everyone will necessarily be interested in all of the activities that I have pursued during my training, but I hope that I can give you a flavour of what it's possible to achieve and some of the things that you might like to pursue, and how that can help you not only to hopefully progress in the direction that you want to with your training, but also to be able to make the most out of your work and your home life. So points will win you prizes, and I hope you're already quite familiar with the person specification document that has been produced for anaesthetic ST applications. It's a document, as I hope you realise, that outlines the essential and also the desirable criteria that are required for application. And it also tells you how many points you might achieve for various activities. So here you can see that within the area of activities outside of medicine and pertaining to leadership, you can actually get up to 5 points for a whole manner of activities actually. I think this is a really exciting area of the person specification, particularly for me, because what it does is it offers you the opportunity to get points for things which aren't necessarily medical. So this is a chance for you to put a bit of an individual stamp on your CV and maybe even use some of those additional interests that you have to help boost your chances of getting a job. When we can struggle to find work-life balance, I think it's quite good that actually there is this opportunity to get recognition for some of those activities that you might like to do outside of medicine more, but that you don't necessarily feel are always recognised. This is where they're recognising that. So up to 5 points, and the activities do not have to be medical. So when you're thinking about building your CV, I want to encourage you with this quote: do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. So I really like this quote. I like the sentiment behind it. And I think what it means to me is that the sooner you recognise that you do have control over the activities that you choose to do, the better. I mean, there are a lot of things within training, I'm not going to lie, which obviously have to do, but there are also choices. So I think the sooner that you can combine activities, not just that you need to do, but activities that you really enjoy, the better, because then ultimately I think you're being truer to yourself, you're building a CV that speaks for you, you're not just doing things because other people have asked you to do them, you're actually making a positive choice. So where there are things that you need to do to progress, so for example, meet your ARCP requirements, try and choose things that you're really interested in. And then you'll find that you're building a portfolio without even trying, really, that is all about you. So rather than a list of disconnected projects, start to think about the things which you're interested in and pursue those. And in turn, I think then the activities can be less onerous. You're doing them because you're choosing to do them, and I think that's really important. So another take home would be that idea of empowering you to feel that you can say no and that you don't have to say yes to every opportunity that comes along. Now, I've struggled with that at times, but I think I was quite inspired by a trainee who said to me, just in a chat one day, that actually when he got emails and it wasn't something he was interested in, and it was offering an opportunity, he would just delete them and he wouldn't feel guilty about it. He would just delete it. And I thought, wow, every time an email comes and it's addressed to me, even though it's on I'm on a big email chain, I feel like I need to take this on and I need to try and help that person. But he didn't have any sense of that sort of obligation. So I think do feel less obliged and do feel more empowered to say no and to make positive choices towards projects that you're really interested in. And this is really just saying the same but in a slightly different way. So this is taken from an article online which talks about the pursuit of happiness. And this man, Scott Young, wants you to consider your life activities in sort of 4 categories. Those activities that you love, he encourages you to do these more. So these might be hard, but because you love them and you find them fulfilling, ultimately, you don't mind spending your time doing them. In fact, you'd like to spend more time doing them. This is versus activities that you like. So you don't love them, they do take time, but you don't really love them. So try and do less of these and more of the things that you love. At the same time, obviously, we acknowledge that there are things that must be done, and we've alluded to that and how that is relevant to our training. And I would say if you can work the things that you love and the things that you must do together, so if you need to do a quality improvement project, do it in an area that you really enjoy. If you need to get points for your portfolio, then try and do something that you're really going to enjoy, and then you will find that it is less tiresome, and you feel like you're in control. And I think that's really important. It's really important, I think, for that sense of self-worth and for well-being, to have some control over your own direction. Try to worry less about things that you feel you should do. And I am conscious that days like today can be inspiring, but they can also heap the pressure a bit. So I don't want you to go away feeling, oh, I should be doing more of these things, if you don't really feel naturally drawn towards them, because we're all adults. We do have the power to make choices. When I look back at my career, I certainly would never have scored top marks across the board at every stage of every job application. But what I have done is I've chosen things that I wanted to do. I've developed them to an optimum sort of degree, and I've not felt guilty about not doing things which weren't really me. So I think the sooner you can kind of cut loose from that sense of guilt that can come along with pressure that's heaped on you by thinking that you should do stuff, the better. So I've always been a people person, and more than a people person, I'm also somebody that really enjoys working as part of a team towards a goal, leading other people on projects. And I've used the Myers-Briggs questionnaire to sort of establish more about my personality. That has been really helpful actually in helping me to direct my activities. It sort of confirmed to me where my strengths were, reminded me and helped me become more aware of my weaknesses. So if you do get the chance, do think about checking out your personality type when you're considering where you want to invest your energy and your time, because I think for me it's been very helpful. I'm strongly driven towards team activities and projects, and that is supported by my personality type. And this is really just a shameless opportunity to share some pictures before I had a child and when I think I look considerably younger and healthier. But anyway, this was a charity ball that I organised with a group of others in Newcastle when I was a core trainee. And it's a type of activity that I've really enjoyed during my training, and which would have got me a significant number of points. There was a lot of organisation that went into this ball. It wasn't by any means a solo effort, but I really had a fantastic time. So if this is the sort of thing that you might feel inspired to do, then think about it, because not only can you have a great time, but you can also potentially, get those points that you need to apply and hopefully progress to the next stage of your training. And because I know that I like to work with teams of people, I've been drawn to those activities in my training. When an email went round asking for people to represent trainees locally, I was really interested because I knew that I enjoyed working as part of committees. I liked that team pursuit of a goal, and ultimately I was elected onto that committee, and I had a really fantastic time working with great people, developing some really successful initiatives as part of a team, one of those being the Working Out Wellbeing Training Day. And some more familiar faces here. This just is the stuff that I really love to do. And although it is a huge amount of effort, we made websites, we had to promote the day, we had to organise a programme and organise workshops and bring in speakers from across the country. Because we were doing things that we really enjoyed and felt very passionate about, and we still continue to work on the Wellbeing Day now, it really didn't feel so much of an effort. Others may disagree, but I think overall this was something that we really enjoyed doing. My work locally has led me to be connected to the Association of Anaesthetists Trainee Committee, so this is the National Trainee Representative Committee. So I suppose what this slide is there to show is that I think if you pursue the things which you really like and that you're good at and passionate about, the opportunities can be endless. And certainly within organisation, there is a great opportunity for networking and for expanding your opportunities beyond that initial stage. And getting involved with these activities has given me more opportunities. So I've published with others in admittedly relatively low-level publications, Anaesthesia News or the Royal College Bulletin, but then again, they are still publications. They would still accrue me some points. So, although this has all come from a sort of one area of interest, if you like, getting involved with organising things and leading teams, it has led to the opportunity to do more things, which would accrue me more points on any application. And this is just another page with some examples of the sort of collaborative publications that I've done through my work with the Association of Anaesthetist Trainee Committee primarily. So yeah, I mean, if you get involved with one thing, who knows quite where it will lead. So I've had the opportunity to speak about well-being at the National Obstetric Association Anaesthetist Conference, which was fantastic when they held that in Newcastle 3 years ago now. And I've also been able to get involved with Northumbria University, working on a project there, research project looking at behaviours in the theatre environment. And at the end of the week, I'll be speaking to the Birth and Maternity Education Conference about patient safety and working together on the labour ward. And this has all come through networking, just talking to people, getting involved with group activities. So, what began as organising charity balls has led me really to a really fantastic position where I'm able to pursue all sorts of interests. So my top tips: be true to yourself, choose the things that really motivate you, because then you will build a CV which speaks for you. Use a mentor, because that can be really helpful to help you refine and focus your efforts and energies. Seek to combine your interests and combine your work with other people, and then you will find that you get maximal gain for minimal pain. Now, if anyone is interested to find out anything more about the things that I've talked about today, then please get in touch. This is my Twitter handle, and I'd be really pleased to speak to you. Good luck.